My name is Oded Pilavsky. I was born in Jerusalem in 1932, and in 1949 I was a member of a group who settled in a new kibbutz near the Arab village Bir Asluj. It is 30 kilometers south of Beersheba, and we called the kibbutz then Mash'abim. And years later, it was changed to Mash'abei Sadeh on the name of Yitzhak Sadeh, which was one of the leaders of the Haganah and so forth. In 1951, at the spring, I was one of a group from my kibbutz, which joined to all groups of all the kibbutzim in the Negev. We came here to Tel-Arad to a project which was called in Hebrew Hakatzir Hanatush Betel-Arad. It means the harvest was abandoned, was left by someone in Tel-Arad.
How many people came here with you?
Oh, there were some hundreds. And to operate, it was a big operation. Some 20, 30, maybe 50 combines. And they were a mobile workshop to make repairs, to repair things. And it was the camp for the people living in the tents. We live in the tents, and there was a big tent as a food hall for all of us. And there are lots of, we sang in the evenings, and we have a good time. It was a good time for us, and we enjoyed it, and all about it. And very important people of the army came to visit us. Even once General Dayan landed with a piper in the fields to look at us when we all surrounded him, and we all felt one very happy group. We came here. It is a place with lots of fields around it, tens of thousands of dunam, I think. Collectively, all the kibbutzim together went to harvest the very high crops of barley, which was sown here some month before that by the Bedouins, the tribes of the Bedouins who lived here in the vicinity. After they sown the barley, the Israeli army pushed them out of the borders of the state of Israel to the west, to north, to the west bank of Jordan in those times, and the fields were left to harvest to us. We harvest what they sown. The atmosphere was very nice, very high. We felt like a collective group doing something very important to ourselves, because we could sell the barley, and for the country, for our nation, because it's abundant barley, abundant crops. And we do. I was a porter. My task was to take the sacks of 70 kilogram, 100 kilogram, 50 kilograms of the of the barley was harvested by the combines and put it on lorries and concentrated in one place, and then lift it and put it on other lorries, big lorries, who took it to the market. And one night I thought, what I am doing here? What is the point of all this? Who saw this? To whom it belongs? And who is reaping the crops? The Bedouins are very poor people. The barley is very important and central part of their food. Without that barley, in that year, of course, they suffered hunger, no doubt about it. Their families, their children, there as refugees in the west bank of Jordan. And we, the collectivists, the socialists, the organized kibbutzim of the Negev, joined together with the military command there on this part of the country. We came here to harvest the crops and to sell it. Well, I began to think, even now, I get excited by the fact, and I think that I began my political way to criticize the whole business of Zionism, the whole practice of Zionism, and how I am involved in it. And with grave mood, I came back to my kibbutz. I talked to other friends, to other people, but then I was young, and it took time. It took time to elaborate that in my mind and to have some deep thoughts and come to conclusions about the society I live in, about the principles of the Zionist enterprise, and how it works, what its practice were. Well, that's my story. Lots of years passed from that moment. I was driven out of the kibbutz in 1953 for being too left.
Why Why you driven out?
Because I was too left for the Zionist movement. My ideology or my way of thinking then was influenced, of course, also by what happened here and by reading of books and thinking about it and talking about it with friends and family. And I was driven out with a small group which were outcasts because our criticism of the Zionism, we are not allowed to be to continue to be members of the kibbutz. Well, many years passed. I went through the Socialist Left Party and then the Communist Party, and then I was thrown out even from the Communist Party of being too left for them also. Well, now I am a member of a small group called Matzpen, the socialist organization in Israel. I still hold my socialist views and, of course, my anti-Zionist group. That's my story.
That time you saw any Bedouin here?
No, when we came, all the Bedouins in the vicinity were driven out of here. I saw it for the first time after many years. I am in that place, in this place.
What do you think about this roadmap, so-called roadmap process?
Well, it's an American program. It does not say what would be the solution. They talk about Palestinian state, but no one speaks about the borders of the state of Palestine when the negotiation is completed. Of course, the Palestinian side wants to get the Palestinian state on all the territories of the West Bank and Gaza Strip, which is 22% of Palestine, which called in Hebrew Eretz Israel before 48. It is obvious that the Israeli leadership wouldn't like to give it to the Palestinians. We will be in control of that state militarily, and we control on its borders. Sharon and its group don't want to recognize a real sovereign Palestinian state, the thing which the Palestinians are fighting for, and rightly fighting for.